No, it's got to be a brain fuck. Of course, like, so it is for anybody that has gone through shit like that, and you feel confused. Like, understand that there's no easy answer to these things, and as humans, we're always learning. So, I will say this: as much as some people will say like, "Hey, dude, that's not now, bro. That's not how I will handle it." I'll be honest, man. Like, life is complicated enough. If somebody does you dirty like that, I think the best is to move forward that same day, like move over, or is that the word? Yeah, move over.
Move on.
Move,
Move on.
move
Move on.
on. And not even like around with like other shit, like the other person or whatever, like whatever, dog. That person, they're not even worth it anymore in your life. And see it
It's
like a, you know what it is? Like, I remember there was a comedian once saying like I was with this girl, right, for a long ass time. I didn't even have the balls to like leave her if I felt like it wasn't right. Like, I was just stuck there. And for a while, I really just wish that I would find her, like open my door and just find her blowing a guy, and I could just be like, "Oh fuck yes, that's it, we're over, bye." Like, cause it's not like calling me back and being like, "No, but baby, like I really want to be." No, like you're blowing some guy. Like, this is it. So in a way, I think it should just be a, like, obviously it hurts. It's a bitch, but it should also be like a booster to like, no, dog, fuck this shit. Now you're on your own. You can be who you are. You can follow the shit that you want. You can center yourself on your passions, and then when you want to be with other people, now you can do it on your own terms, and with that added knowledge of how people's psychic work.
and also maybe find somebody with the similar passion, because maybe like the whole reason that you guys were clashing so much is because you were complete opposites, in the sense of like whatever you liked she didn't, or whatever you were into she wasn't. So you guys never found like a common area to share, per se, in specific relationships in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So this is why I bring this up, just to kind of bring up the next subject. So we talked about, like, John brought it up a little bit here. So like this is like when you see the threat and you see the cheat happen. So as part of being a man, so John was saying you had to do X, Y, Z to be there. You had to like supply financials, you had to supply sexual, you had to supply support. So how are you supposed to do all these things? And is there a way with like that's more manly than others? I'll give you an example here, which just kind of bringing it back to where we were talking about earlier. Um, the common example is going to be Jeff Bezos, but like back in the day, I'm going to use like Henry Ford, where he was questioned in court, and they asked him all these like specific questions, like, "Do you know this answer to this? Do you know the answer to this? Do you know the answer to this?" And his response was, "I don't need to know the answer to any of those. I have a team of people that can give me those answers," because he's in charge of everything. He's so so I say Jeff Bezos now just to kind of keep it tucked. So he's a billionaire, right? I think he just lost half of his money to his ex-wife because he wanted to like cheat on someone else, and he just gave it all up because whatever, I'll just make more money. Who cares? And so, does he is he more manly than us right now because he has more money? Like, is that the piece of it? Are you more manly if you have a higher level of financials than everyone else? Because your resolve is higher. Is that what it
Yeah,
means?
the thing is, at the end, is the
Okay.
money translate to resolve. That's really what it is.
So yeah.
Because sometimes you might not be billionaire, but if you have power, because you have connections in a certain industry or world, that brings you resolve as well. So it is that. And I mean, using the word, does that make you more manly? For people that hear this and have a sensitive asshole, they're probably oh, so like if you're effective and resolve, that means you're manly. Women can't do it. So I see how maybe today that might not be the most accurate word, but I think what it means is desirable. Like,
Yes.
does it make you more desirable to have resolve power? And I think that it does. I think it definitely does, and it's a biological thing. As much as I like, and I'm happy for women that they're independent today, and they don't need a man for their well being. That actually makes the whole, even though it makes it more competitive for men, it also makes it in a way better because when you're with someone, she's with you because she wants to be with you, not because of back in the day, women would be like, "Fuck, I had a kid with him, and I don't know how to do anything. I guess I'll stay in this for 80 years." Like that was the mentality. The fact that women don't have to do that today makes it so that when you do have one, it's more inclined for it to be a real connection there. But biologically,
Yeah.
women. I mean, let's like for the feminists out there that wanna like tell me this is not true. Like don't fucking lie to yourself. Like when women are looking for men to be with, they're not looking for a guy that doesn't inspire them anything, that doesn't spark anything. Like they're looking for someone that has something, and a lot of times that something that they have translates to some success. So you know what I mean. So like they do look for people that in a way can provide for them. And if you want to look at it like as a gold digger or whatever, I mean, there's levels to it. But even a woman that's happy,
There's levels
like
to it.
and independent and wants to be with you because of who you are, she's not gonna be with you if you're not somebody that strives to be better. That's not gonna be desirable for her. So I think that's where it derives. Like the money provides this resolve power, which is what's desirable.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like I was in a group of friends, and some guy approached these girls that I was with, and he started talking to one of the girls, and one of the other girls immediately like was like, no, you can't even talk to her unless your FICO score is 720 or some shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, like
I'll piggyback on that. So, I was again. This is just because quarantine. We get to watch a lot of TV. I was watching one of the Chris Rock specials, and he was saying only women and children are loved unconditionally. Men are loved by what they can provide. So it's what can we do? And I say this, and just to say that when I say manly, I'm very specific. I'm talking about us men, and not in the sense of like women can't do it either. I'm just saying it's like I'm here. This podcast is for the male listeners today to get them. Yeah, I'm sorry, females, but this is for the male listeners today.
No, and it's also for real
for the
people
boys,
that
for the
aren't
boys.
sensitive to little stupid shit. Like, I mean, we're progressive. Like we support all the minorities. We're minorities ourselves, but we're also talking the realness. We're not gonna fucking come
Gotta
here with
keep
the
it real.
bullshit. Yeah, we keep it real. So
So, and I say this just
not-
to put it in perspective, to help my fellow man. And but I like the word desirable, so we're going to use that. So to make us more desirable, we need to be able to provide, right? And I bring up the next question as far as, are there things that we do that are less desirable than others? And I'll give you a very easy example. So us, like, remember how I said before where back in the day we used to fix cars and like our parents did all these like manly things outdoors. Now as men, we play video games. We're on Twitch. We are streaming, playing games. And from relationships that I've had in the past, that is not sexy. Like playing Call of Duty is not sexy in any way. It makes us almost as if you're a child. So, and I say that but as you know, every male that you know plays games.
I mean, I think it's sad that they don't get it, but when the flood of aliens comes through and I'm fucking saving the world, then she's gonna be like, "Oh my god!" You're gonna be like, "No, fuck you! You can't get in my war hog,
God.
bitch." So, okay, but yeah, onward. Sorry.
No, and I say that so this is our hobby. Like I'm pretty sure that most of our male hobbies are going to be like playing video games to an extent. Like some of us probably do other things, but every male that I've ever met plays games, right? Or at some point in time has played the games. So if we can't do that anymore, right? Let's say that's not a sexy thing to do. Like playing video games is just out. We got to cut that.
It's not.
It's not a desirable trait. That's a good phrase to say. So what are we supposed to do instead? Are we supposed to just fix cars all day?
I mean, like, I feel here like your frustration is coming from like, what am I supposed to do if I'm a Gosu Warcraft player and this bitches ain't recognizing it out there? Like if I'm here microing my ass and you don't even fucking address it. Like, I think that fortunately for you and for us, I mean, I'm a gamer too, uh, is becoming more, not only more and more acceptable, but more and more desirable. I feel that you're getting stuck thinking in the larger mass when really, as humans, we move more in niche, right? We move more in specified groups, and like even on podcasts, like my podcast is very niche, right? It's for like it's for a very specific group of chemically imbalanced human beings, and today's world allows you to pinpoint your content very specifically, not to a broad audience. So I understand, as a broad audience, we tell them, no, look, I beat this motherfucker on Warcraft. I did this raid. We're killing it out there. I got the armor, baby. They're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Can you do a TikTok dance? But in the right circles, you will be looked at as someone that has value. I just think that, I mean, if we're gonna talk personally, if just to put a name, if you want to do it and you're good at a game, I think that you gotta put yourself in those environments. Like if I was in the U.S. and I was single, like I mean, even if I wasn't single, I would go to these places with my girl. But if I was single, I would go to like the Comic Cons and shit like this. And I mean, not to be misogynist here, but like there's some fucking fine ass cosplay chicks, right? That you would probably never think they'll think anything of you, right? But then you tell them like, oh, I play this. Oh, I play too. You want to play together? And then she's in that world. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people in that world. It's a multi-billion business, and I think you're getting caught up in a small, like broad view of the world when it's a lot larger. However, to answer your questions, I mean, we could say that things that, like, for example, I play the guitar, and thankfully that's something that's always seen as manly, even though I'm not fucking, carrying like
Desirable.
or desirable. So yeah, there are things that are more like socially looked as that, because that's the construct that we've had. Not to fucking use words, but like like, yeah, like, oh, you play an instrument, or like maybe someone that does Excel sheets. They don't recognize them. But at the end of the day, I think if you're able to acquire success, it doesn't even matter what it is that you do. And I think almost that we need to go further than what it is that you do physically, or what it is that task or skill that you have, which are all important. But more of that, I think being a man is being not only a provider, but being somebody that respects others, that provides the examples of others on how to be respectful and carry a society that's civil, and that's and that works to make everybody's lives better. I think a man is somebody that leads by example, somebody that doesn't cheat, somebody that doesn't lie. I mean, somebody that's honest, somebody that when they're in a supermarket, they smile to people. They look at the cashier and say thank you for that. If they see an old lady having an issue, they try to help. If they see something that's not right and they feel like they can intervene, they do it. Like I think being a man is in the subtle details, right? It's more than in like, are you out there beating people up and like, going to war and having a range? I think it's more of like your day to day attitude towards life, and also being a good person. Just being a good person that wants to make the world better, and at the same time searching within yourself what it is that makes you happy. And fuck it, if it's gaming, it's gaming. I'm fucking ripping it in Halo and Warcraft 3 at the moment, and sometimes I have to explain to my girl like, I just did this, and this is fucking gangster. And she's like, fuck, I don't. And she really tries. She's like, fuck, I don't understand it, but like, I get you. Like, you're a G. So I tell her every day, like, look, even though you don't see it, like, I'm helping make sure that we're not invaded by the aliens on a daily basis. And she gets it. So
I get you.
I
I've
think
asked it.
we need to find the people that get that and can see that light, and we need to make that light always shine brighter, but within our own terms, not necessarily like what society feels like is manly or whatever. No, it's like what I think is manly. Fucking being really good and passionate about something. That's one thing that can make you manly, regardless of what it is.
Isn't there a dating app for gamers
Damn.
already?
That's progressive.
specifically designed and tailored.
So
Yeah.
and thank you for all like entertaining my questions. I've asked these questions to a few people and just trying to do background research before coming on the show because I didn't want to come here ill prepared. And I
Motherfucker.
found the answer to the question. Like I think the simplest answer is like it's a two-step process here. So what I've discovered through my research and what the best answer would be is that the first thing is as a man to be a man is one would be taking care of your responsibilities, and then two is confidently doing whatever you want to do. And I say confidently because you can't half-ass what you want to do. Like if you're gonna be a gamer, you confidently be a gamer. If you're gonna play guitar, you confidently play guitar. And if somebody says I don't like the guitar, that's fine. I love the guitar. And I think that after all the research that I did, those two like answer the question best. Because I want to provide solutions to our listeners. We don't want to just leave them out there. Like I feel like if you take those two and apply it to your life, take care of your responsibilities, and then confidently do what you want to do, I think you can better yourself.
I think I totally agree.
Interesting. I like it.
I really do. And I think that it really does summarize what we've spoken about today, right? When we mention like, okay, well, you want to go in life and do all the things that you need to do, take care of your shit, right? Not be a fucking burden to society. That's important. Like I feel like you cannot even begin to think about being a man if you're a burden to the state. And I don't want to get into, socialism and taxation.
But if you're a
I'm
burden,
just saying, yeah, if you're a fucking burden to your family, to the government, you need to first be at zero. Like if you're at negative, you need to get a zero first, right? And then from there on, even if you work at McDonald's, right, or at Taco Bell, I mean, ideally Taco Bell, and then
ideally Taco Bell.
Ideally Taco Bell.
and you're able to pay your little efficiency and start doing a little course at night to try to improve yourself. And even though you're broke as fuck, you don't cause any burden to nobody. I think that right there, you're winning. So for people out there that feel like, fuck, I'm stuck in life, like I'm at the bottom of this shit. If you're taking care of your fucking bills, even in the fucking ghetto, right? You're living in a place like I fucking lived in places like ghettos, right? And fuck it, like I'm with humble people, that's fine. But even if you're there, if you're taking care of your shit, that's winning. That's a lot already. And then obviously you want to grow. And then secondly, like you said, I think you described it in the best way because I was also thinking, I said it in many words, right? Like, okay, well, like whatever it is that you do, you want to make sure that it's something that you're passionate about and that you do it great, right? Or at least you try to. And you said it great there. Like do confidently whatever you want to do, right? But do it confidently.
Exactly.
And I think that confidence dude, you know what? You know what's not manly? Fucking playing golf. If you watch the Tiger Woods no, let me tell you something. If you watch the Tiger Woods documentary, Tiger, it just came out on HBO. When they get to the part where he's talking about all the blonde women that he fucked, allegedly, they were all like, you would see him and he's like dorky and nerdy, but then you would go on the tours, and when he's on the fucking field, they would recognize in his fucking eyes that this guy was a fierce competitor and a fucking monster at what he did. And so regardless of what it is that you do, when you're in your zone, women can see that shit in you. They can see like, oh, whatever it is he's doing, he's dominating, and this motherfucker's confident about that shit, and that's sexy. So, agreed to your point.
The confidence. Interesting.
Yeah.
Bringing it
Well,
full
it's nice
circle
that-
for you guys.
It's
Yeah,
not
we
that
gotta
Tyler's
have
bringing
some answers.
solutions.
Yeah, bring
So
solutions. I can't just come on here and bring problems. Then I become a burden. I need to be at least be at zero. I need to be at zero, and I'm pushing it to a 1 with some solutions for the audience here.